It fits perfectly. Let's give it a try. Do you have any idea how we can get out of here?
But Master Larry, why would I want to leave?
Because they locked us up.
But Master Larry, what's wrong with a pair of handcuffs?
Oh, God.
What is it, Master Larry? Good heavens, you've gone so pale all of a sudden.
You...
Yes, yes.
You're even worse than I am.
Oh, thank you so much, Master.
What was that about the cave and the keystones again?
One of the local legends, my dear sir. A cave is said to impart profound knowledge to all those who pass through it. Ecstasy, sir. Ecstasy. But unfortunately, it's not all that easy to get to the cave anymore, and you also need a lost keystone to open it.
I don't think Faith remembers anything.
What should she remember, Master Larry?
Well, me. Her former life.
Oh, gods, how boring.
Hey, I need your help.
I'm sorry, sir, but I can't reach your pants right now.
That's not what I mean. Can you reach that cable?
I'm sorry, sir, but that's too far away from me.
Damn it. If I could only get him closer to it somehow. See you later. It's too far away. A lever. I prefer big red buttons. When my arm's not long enough, there's nothing better than an extension. Hey, I need your help.
I'm sorry, sir, but...
That's not what I mean. Can you reach that cable?
Ooh, Master Larry! Electrical shocks! How wicked. And here at first, I thought you were boring. Should I attach the ends of the cable to my nipples?
All you have to do is hold it.
Fine, then.
See you later. Let's give it a try. We did it, Pi. Let's go. We can finally escape this island.
Are you just going to leave the little guy behind?
We'll do whatever we can to save him.
That's the Larry I know.
Leaving so soon, Master Larry? I would have thought you would have appreciated the company of these lovely ladies. And here I was hoping that we would get to know each other much better, much more intimately.
But now that I think about it, we can leave him here.
If you're resourceful enough to break out of this very well-guarded prison, with your help, I might even be able to locate that cavern of cosmic cognition. We could experience the pleasures there together. Wouldn't that be wonderful?
I'm not so sure.
Well, if you want to learn more, check out my hotel room, number 69, where you can find a file I compiled. It contains everything I found out about it.
Don't think about it. Keep a stiff upper lip.
That too.
Whew, we got away. And nobody has to eat anyone.
Swingle is still there?
Oh, he'll take care of himself. But what do we do now? Faith has lost her memory. She can't even remember me.
Now, think about how we can change that, Larry.
Think sharp, Larry. Think sharp. Really fatten her up.
Do you want to eat her?
Just nibble a little.
You just learned something from Swingle.
His zippers distracted me.
The thing about the cave.
What cave?
Larry, he said that there is a cavern of cosmic cognition on the archipelago. Whoever enters it gains a deeper knowledge of themselves.
I've known everything there is to know about myself for a long time.
Not you, Faith.
Oh, right.
Whether that has anything to do with the pleasures that little perv is looking for remains to be seen. But maybe this cave does contain some powers that can help Faith learn about herself. And maybe then she'll remember.
Sometimes I feel like you do all my thinking for me, and I like that.
So now you have to locate the cave and open it.
Yes?
And then find a way to get Faith there.
Yes?
And then...
I know Buy her flowers.
No, Larry. If the legend is true, she'll remember everything.
It all sounds almost too simple. Okay, let's get back to Kahlua. We should look for that file in Swingle's suite.
Headquarters, come in, please.
No! I said that's lube! It doesn't go in your mouth! It goes, spit that back out! Yanmai! What's up, baby?
Have you found out anything about this Larry guy yet?
Hold on tight, Yanmai. He used to work for Prune.
What?
We found him in the personnel records. He was a stripper intern.
Unbelievable. That must have been a cover identity. So he already infiltrated Prune, where he probably stole all the company's secrets. But on whose behalf? Who are you working for, Larry?
He's clearly a threat. Maybe you should eliminate him, just to be on the safe side.
No. We can't lose sight of our goal, Faith. If he managed to infiltrate Prune, he might be able to figure out a way to get Faith her memory back. That's the only way we can find out where the algorithm is.
Right! You have my complete trust and my best torture knife. But wash it thoroughly before you bring it back. It's a family heirloom.
Understood.
I should see how the secret project is going. Hopefully, there have been some results. I'm under pressure all the way up to here. Sorry, my darling. My favorite engineer, my genius. How are the tests going?
Well, to be honest, not as well as I hoped. The motor skills aren't fully developed yet, and the AI doesn't work well enough.
And the sex routines?
They belong to the motor skills.
Fortunately, our test subjects all signed indemnification contracts, protecting us from any injury-based lawsuits.
Faith's algorithm would make everything so much simpler.
It can't be long now, Nari. Once we have the self-learning routine, it will run exactly the same way, by itself. But we can't waste any time. We have to announce our product.
I don't think that's advisable.
Yes, it is, Nari. Something is brewing in New Lost Wages. I feel it. Okay, I feel an itching in my quads too, but that's got nothing to do with this. At any rate, we have to be one step ahead of everyone else. Soon, we will reveal to the world the Piebot!
So, yeah, this definitely looks like Swingle's room to me. He's certainly made himself comfortable here. Don't you think so, Pi?
Please just find that file and let's get out of here.
Discreet and versatile. Locked, and there's no way to enter a code or anything. Locked. I know I'm not supposed to pull levers where I don't know what they do, but... Ah, now I remember why I didn't want to do that anymore. I like my leisure suit much. Strange nubs. I like my They don't look like they've been used, but I'll play it safe and keep my hands off them. I can't take those with me. I can't take those with me. They don't look like they've been used. Okay, what should I dial? They don't look like they... Pretty handy when you can just take one of these things off again. I can't take those with me. I can't. They don't look like they've been used, but I'll play it safe and keep my hands off them. Good idea, but... Why is it called a ball gag? I mean, it's not even funny. I wouldn't fit into that, hopefully. They don't look like they've been used, but I'll play it safe and keep my hands off them. They don't look like they've been used, but I'll play it safe and keep my hands off them. They don't look like they don't... I like beavers. Okay, what should I dial? That unlocked the safe. What a blowhard. Not right at the moment. More in general. I'm curious to see what's in Swingle's file. Look at this, Pi. This must be the file Swingle was talking about. Ah, it's kind of sticky.
Only touch it with your fingertips. I don't want to even think about the diseases you could catch from that. Let me scan it for you instead. I'll put it all in my database so I can give you the information whenever you need it. Just don't hold me too close. Ew.
Okay.
There. I got it all.
What exactly is in the file?
Swingle has been very busy indeed. These are copies of historical documents from the crew that discovered the archipelago. Diary entries and letters, the captain's logbook, some pretty confused notes, and Swingle has also entered some notes of his own. The ship's crew actually entered this cavern of cosmic cognition that Swingle mentioned. To open it, they needed a keystone, which they found. At that point, the records become a little muddled. It seems they learned a lot about themselves, but for some of them, it wasn't very nice. What they learned led them to break the keystone into 4 pieces. Captain Muffington, Regibald Cockburn, Lady Gobbledick, and the Marquis de Carnard, they each kept 1 piece. They concealed the route to the cave so that no one would ever enter it again.
This sounds like a job for Larry Laffer. What happened to them?
They all died under mysterious circumstances.
Tell me about the captain.
Muffington first settled on one of the islands, which to this day bears his name. But whatever he learned about himself in that cave, one night, he couldn't take it anymore. He tried to sail the Unsatisfied out of the archipelago with a small crew, but huge waves smashed his ship against the rocks. One of them was the legendary Phallus Rock, which is still worshipped today as a symbol of fertility.
So his part of the keystone probably sank there with him.
Probably.
What do you know about Cockburn?
Regibald Cockburn started a family with Lady Gobbledick. Oh, that's interesting. His daughter later took the name Marley.
Wait, that's Bobby's name too. I should ask her about that. So Cockburn lived happily ever after?
He died of a broken hip from sex addiction.
Just what I said. Oh, what a life.
Were you listening to me?
You're making it sound like sex addiction is a bad thing.
Whatever. Anyway, he was buried on Muffington Island.
Probably with his keystone. What happened to Lady Gobbledick?
She mysteriously suffocated. Not much information is available about her, except that she lived with Cockburn. Here's another one of his diary entries. My beloved Lady Gobbledick's grave must never be found by anyone. The dark truth must never be revealed. Only I know the way to her grave. It begins on, the entry ends there. It appears the second page is missing.
I have to find that second page to get to Lady Gobbledick's grave and find out more about her keystone. What happened to the Marquis?
The Marquis couldn't cope with what he learned about himself in the cave. He threw himself into the Kahlua volcano.
Oops. That means there's no trace of his keystone and it may have melted along with him.
But you could go to the volcano and look for clues.
Okay, so I have 4 keystones to find. And of course to locate the Cavern of Cosmic Cognition itself. Is there any information in that file that points to where I can find it?
A number of things point towards Kofuku Island. Swingle has even entered some coordinates where he believes the cave might be. But even if you find the cave and all 4 parts of the keystone, you still have a problem.
Your battery is running low?
No. You have to get Faith to go with you into that cave.
You mean I have to trick the dangerous armed cannibal lesbians to get an audience with their queen who has amnesia and wants to roast me?
Exactly.
As good as done.
And, Larry, I don't know if this is even a good idea. What those people learned about themselves in the cave back then, it drove some of them crazy. Who knows what could happen to Faith in that cave? Or to you. Cosmic knowledge, self-knowledge, endless pleasures. That cave could be dangerous, too.
We have no choice, Pi. Faith is confused and has memory loss. Maybe the cave will give her mind a nudge in the right direction. And if it somehow turns me into a sex-craved pervert at the same time, then...
Nothing will have changed.
Hey, I was going to say, Then I'll just have to live with it.
Until you die of a broken hip or throw yourself into a volcano.
This is starting to make my head hurt, Pi.
Don't worry, I entered it all in your app.
They don't look... I'd better leave Swingle's toys here. He needs them more than I do. Regibald Cockburn is your ancestor?
That's true. How did you find out about that?
He carries his brains in his pocket, sister.
Yeah, he does. Regibald was not exactly the climax of my family tree.
The stone downstairs in the lobby was his?
Yeah.
Larry, that must be one of the keystones.
Can I have the stone from the lobby? It's really pretty.
The only way I'd let it out of my hands is if I were to get another memento of Regibald Cockburn. Like maybe his legendary signet ring. It's supposed to have some truly extraordinary powers.
Is there anything else you can tell me about Regibald Cockburn?
There hasn't been that much written or recorded about him. He was deeply in love with Lady Gobbledick and led an uneventful life. I once tried to promote his alleged motto as a slogan for Kahlua, but the resonance wasn't there, so I gave it up.
What was it then?
If it moves, you can screw it.
Nice motto, but a bad slogan.
Exactly.
Where can I find the Cavern of Cosmic Cognition?
Nobody knows for sure. According to legend, somewhere on Gafuku Island. I used to drag tourists there to show them the remains of the advanced civilization, the stone heads. They weren't particularly impressed. That's why I don't bother anymore.
But if there are traces of an advanced civilization there...
I call it advanced civilization because that's all we have here. It looks to me like some people who couldn't tolerate the native mushrooms washed up here a long time ago and built strange things. And the founding fathers weren't here of their own free will either, but were shipwrecked here instead.
Somehow a lot of people have ended up in this archipelago that way.
There are still some of the guys who came here for the festival near the cave on Gafuku. I mean, why not? As long as they don't break anything.
From a purely commercial standpoint, that makes sense.
That's what I said. Of course, I make sure not too many people disappear. Nobody here wants any news of that to get out. Nobody.
I get it already. Did you know that there are female cannibals here?
Of course.
And that doesn't frighten you?
Of course. I mean, I make sure that they don't abduct any guests who are particularly well off. But say, if someone is clearly way behind on their payments.
But aren't tightwads usually tough?
I'm not eating them myself.
Well, you certainly made a meal out of me.
Of course, I make sure not too many people disappear. Nobody here wants any news of that to get out. Nobody.
I get it already. Is the volcano still active?
It's actually quite active. That's why nobody goes there. Of course, there are always a few crazy adventurers who see that as a tough challenge. But then, that's the lava's problem, not mine.
Where's there an island around here with a particularly dangerous reef?
If I tell you that, will you feel impelled to go there?
Maybe.
With your so-called raft? Then it's better I don't tell you or I'll have you on my conscience.
And?
You look like you want to explore my love cave again. Then again, you always look like that.
So that's a yes?
That's a no. Thanks. But I'm satisfied for the moment.
But I'm not.
Your problem.
I'm leaving now, and maybe another woman will want to have sex with me.
If she doesn't have anything better to do.
Okay, let's see what I can do. How's the water?
Wet. You stupid or what? Stick your hand in if you want to know for sure.
I didn't mean to.
Don't care what you meant.
Have you been here at the hotel long?
Are you implying that I've been here since the 80s?
No, of course not.
I have, though. My second husband ripped off this stupid investor and took him for a cheap suite. And then I ripped him off. Now the suite is mine.
You sound pretty determined.
You could call it that. Maybe you do have some brains, kid.
And now you're living the good life here?
Nah, I'm looking for a new husband. Let's hope number 8 is better than number 7, and is packing more in his pants than number 6. How about you, kid? You already spoken for?
I'm already on my 4th marriage.
So was I at your age. Trust me, the 5th marriage is easier.
I'll remember that. Can I have that crocodile?
It brings back fond memories of my 3rd husband. Although, actually, he was an asshole, too. Take it.
I have to get going. I always want... Then I'll just grab this energy drink. Hey, Shawnee! How's the bag packing going?
It's pretty hard when there aren't many people around.
Because they don't give you enough money?
Sort of. Even the guy in the lobby won't give me any of his tips.
That could be because he works for them.
He just stands around all the time, not working. Besides, he probably is just using them for drugs.
True enough, I guess. Do you have any tips on how I can bag pack too?
Oh, you're doing all right with that raggedy outfit of yours.
I beg your pardon? This is a wedding suit.
Your expression's good too. Just a little confused, hungry, and pleading.
Hey, I always look like this.
Then you should be able to manage a trip around the world.
Who are these people who give you money?
They're from all different walks of life. I just have to build an emotional connection to them so that they understand my spiritual journey. Some people have real problems with that. They're just not in touch with themselves.
Or they're stingy.
Or that. I came to this archipelago to thank one of my benefactors personally. He founded this new, totally hip cryptocurrency and opened a new headquarters with his employees here on an island.
Cryptocurrency?
I'm sure you've heard of it. Clickcoin? Don't ask me exactly how that works. I haven't been able to use it to pay for anything yet, but it's good to have a reserve in your wallet.
Wallet?
Anyway, they're headquartered on an island that's completely inaccessible. An island completely surrounded by reefs. A lot of ships have gone down there. Some of them are really old. They must have been wrecked centuries ago.
Larry, according to Sir Muffington's log, his ship, the Unsatisfied, sank off a storm-tossed island here. We should take a closer look at that island.
You're right about that. But Shawnee, why did they open their headquarters in a place like this?
For security reasons, they said. It's private there. It's unregulated offshore waters and all that.
What can you tell me about the island with the dangerous reefs and the waves? Like, for example, its name?
No idea. But the coordinates of the island are -20 and 3. And your ship will have to be especially well equipped to prevent it from being wrecked too.
All I have is a raft.
Then even more so. You should put bumpers on both ends of your raft, otherwise the waves will toss you around and smash you against the rocks.
That would be a bad thing. Wanna go with me?
No, I'll let fate decide. When the stars are right, the perfect wave will carry me there.
If that works.
I float through life like a feather on the wind.
See you later. Nice drink.
Straight alcohol. Only way I can tolerate this meaningless existence.
You mean the whole leisurely floating in a pool under the tropical sun thing?
Here's mud in your eye, kid.
How's the husband hunt going?
Kinda stalled. Had a candidate in mind. Then he went swimming one night and disappeared. Well, one of his feet washed up on the beach. Don't want to marry a foot.
I have to... Those two things won't work together. And then it would be gone. So, no. That's fine. Those two things won't work together. Those can't be combined. That would lead to pressure. What can you tell me about the other islands?
There's Muffington Island, but I'd stay away from there.
Why?
No one's ever come back from there.
Good reason.
Then there's Gafuku Island. It's so totally boring, just old statues, weird signs, lots of fog and mystery and stuff.
Who wants that?
For reals, dude. And don't go to Phallus Rock either. Ships sink there all the time.
Why is it called that?
There's a big rock, and it doesn't look like a forearm to me.
Relax.
Okay, folks, it's time for a laugh. Thank you. You're a wonderful audience. Just too bad you're not here. Except for you, in the back. What's your name?
Larry. Larry Laffer.
You sure look like it, too. It's one dynamite joke after another today. Today's the premiere of my new stage show, featuring exclusive new material never before heard on any stage in the world.
Wow.
An orc, a troll, and a Mandalorian walk into a bar. The Mandalorian says, "I roll a 7."
I'll take one.
The orc drops dead in its tracks. Says the Mandalorian, "Hey, I didn't shoot first."
That
okay.
looks inviting, but
that one's kind
I
of
think I'll pass. I'll take one. I'd better not put it.
A necromancer pops up in front of a busty blonde. She says, is that a high character value in your pants? Or are you just happy to see me? Hey, I'm trying to work here. What do you want?
I find your jokes
Yes?
killer.
Thanks. A man of the world with refined taste.
Somehow no one has ever called me that before.
Then I'm the only one who understands you.
You know, that kind of worries me now. Your jokes are kind of odd.
I made them all up myself.
You did?
Yeah, well, I mean, sometimes I take advice from my team.
You have a team?
Stop the interrogation already. Yeah, I take what I can get. Actually, I copied it all from a joke book. And I don't even have that anymore. I lost it. I had it with me at that crazy festival. Maybe somebody there switched. Instead, now I got this book about role-playing games. But they're kinda strange. I mean, who wouldn't want to dress up as a sexy nurse or something in a role-playing game, but a mage? A healer? Or a dwarf? Well, I guess I'll just have to make the best of it.
Can I have this book on role-playing games?
The only thing I'd swap it for would be a decent joke book. Preferably the one I know. If you can get me that, you can have this Dungeon Master crap.
Do you ever get too old to be a comedian?
Honestly, I've been asking myself that for a while now. This rock star life in the spotlight, it's pretty exhausting.
I thought you were a comedian, not a rock star.
Hey, that's disrespectful.
Have you ever heard your own jokes?
True enough, I guess.
Well, I'll let you get back to clowning around.
Hey, comedy is a serious business.
He would.
Am I supposed to laugh at that? Or what? The other day, I ordered an escort service. But they didn't want to jerk me off. They just wanted to heal me all the time
Why did they put
instead.
such ugly colors on that
They told me
can?
that's what happens when you're an escort.
won't help.
So I said,
Good idea. So let's see. I can't reach the bottom of the well with my hand.
Hey,
What's up?
do you have any idea what happened to all that junk I collected?
Junk? What junk?
The junk that was hanging on that hook.
The raft-shaped junk?
The junk-shaped junk.
I, recycled it for you. Isn't that great? Anything for the planet. Once you're done at Kahlua, where will you go from here?
I don't know yet. I go where I'm needed. There are still enough people in this world who go through life without thinking about others. Always throwing things away, tipping them over, breaking them, stealing them.
Sometimes there's just no other way.
I beg your pardon?
Nothing. Another animal in distress somewhere?
Not at the moment. Would you help me if the alarm went off somewhere?
Sorry, I have a lot of animals to take care of myself.
That's definitely a good reason.
So how's that bird doing now?
I had to scrub it for hours to get the oil out of his feathers. But I did it.
Great news!
I set him free in the jungle, even in a spot where there was a female close by. But as soon as he saw it, he panicked and ran in the opposite direction.
That's weird. What a strange bird. See you later. Better not. I might mess up. It's already perfectly built. Those can't be... That won't help. Pretty dry and hard to eat. Be gone with you. I feel a draft. Locked, but I can hear someone in there breathing pretty heavily.
Larry, I pulled something else from Swingle's file for you.
And?
The Marquis de Carnard, who tried to kill the others from the Unsatisfied, there's conflicting information. Either he went crazy and tried to throw himself into the volcano with the Keystone, or Cockburn tried to kill him there. Either way, the Marquis disappeared with his stones somewhere on or inside the volcano.
Okay, maybe we can find something. I have to connect something to it that needs electricity. Hello. Nice outfit.
Who cares?
What?
As long as there's nothing hanging in the way. Try climbing when things are dangling off you everywhere.
Finally, a good reason for scanty clothing. I'm Larry. Larry Laffer.
And I'm Nora.
Do you climb professionally?
You could say that. I just turned my hobby into my profession.
Mountain climber?
Biologist.
What does that have to do with climbing?
How the hell else am I supposed to get to the critters I'm investigating? Some of them are really fast and agile. Besides, I like the athletic challenge.
Good for the abs.
Unfortunately, I often miss my grip and fall.
Oh. What's your favorite animal?
Cats.
What? Just cats? I would have expected some totally exotic animal.
I don't like to take work home with me.
Good point. I'd like to get up to the top of that volcano.
Why would you want to go up there?
I'm looking for a stone from one of the founding fathers.
Which founding fathers?
The ones who discovered this archipelago.
Rocks are boring. I'd love to help you get up there, but I can't do it without my climbing gear.
There's supposed to be a dead marquis here somewhere. Did you see one?
No, I'm only interested in pod geckos.
In what?
The archipelago is home to many rare species, but one is truly unique, and it can only survive on the edges of a volcano. The long-tailed pod gecko. If only I could observe one. Unfortunately, some of my climbing equipment is missing. My sister Dora must have taken it by mistake.
Where can I find your sister then?
Oh, I have no idea where the hell she is now. She usually doesn't know herself. She's always totally overbooked. She said something about looking for a certain plant. What was it called again? Something with V.
Vuvuzela?
No, that wasn't it. Wait a minute. I remember now. Vagina dentata.
I think I'll just bite my tongue. Nice name for a plant.
I'm not a plant person myself. It's an orchid that only grows in one place in the archipelago. It's extremely rare and has been growing here for centuries. But like I said, I don't know anything about that stuff.
Larry, there's a passage in Swingle's file that mentions that plant. Apparently, the Marquis was looking for this plant because it's believed to have sexual magical powers.
If the Marquis was there, maybe there's a clue to the keystone. Do you know any more precisely where it is?
The location is in the jungle on Gafuku Island, and I have detailed directions on how to get there. We have to go to a very specific clearing.
Then let's get a move on.
And when you get there, bring my climbing gear, will you please? And give my love to Dora.
Have to run. Practical. No, my mom always told me never to touch molten lava. Good idea. Those can't be combined. That won't help. Good idea, but that won't work. Those two things won't work together. That won't help. Better not. I think it's fully automatic. All I can do is pour something into it. No, I'd rather not throw that in there. I'll just leave that. I'd better leave the plant. So, let's see. The island looks kind of spooky.
That's Gofuku Island.
The island...
That's Gofuku...
I don't know what kind of animal that was, but it must have been pretty big. There's a boat over there. Nice island. I think that's Muffington Island. I wonder if the ring meets underwater. Quite Who would have... That... I don't see anything here that could... I'm leaving.
If she doesn't have any...
That's fine, just the way it is. Really handy when it's time. That won't happen. The inflatable guy's valve fits right in the hole. Locked. Aesthetically, this may not be the best shock protection, but as long as it works. It's already perfectly built.
Larry, Swingle had also collected some interesting information about this island.
I have to admit, I am curious.
Gofuku Island holds traces of a lost civilization. Swingle suspected that this cavern of cosmic cognition is located here somewhere.
Good to know.
However, this is also the island with all the death traps left behind by an ancient civilization.
Oh! Maybe you can even eat it.
And maybe you'll start to glow from within.
I wouldn't mind. That's not the kind of bush I like. That's not the kind of... I can see something through the hole. That huge rock has to be... I can see something through the hole. I can see something through the hole. Better not. That's fun. That huge... Nothing happened. That huge... I can see something through the hole. Nothing happened. Ah, here's the path the Marquis described. I'm supposed to bring Nora her climbing equipment.
I'll take it back to her once the orchid is bloomed.
Hey, would you be Dora?
Who wants to know?
I do.
I mean, who are you?
Larry. Larry Laffer.
And how does that help me?
I don't know. You asked.
I give up.
Don't worry, you get used to him.
Your sister says to say hi.
Thanks. Did she fall off something again?
No, but she's preparing to climb the volcano.
I sure hope that doesn't turn into a train wreck.
Have you seen a gold stone or a dead Marquis lying around here anywhere?
No, I probably would have noticed both of those things.
Too bad. See you later. What are you doing here?
Actually, I came here to examine the ruins. They're one of my specialities. I more or less fell into it.
Into the job?
No, I was on vacation in South America when I got separated from my group and fell into a pit. Landed right on top of this gold statue. Man, it hurt. Then I was constantly on TV and everyone said I was an explorer specialized in some sort of tombs. And since I had nothing better to do, I thought I'd just travel around and see if I could find some more.
Any luck?
Not so far, but that statue made me rich, so it doesn't matter.
Wow, good for you.
I'm concentrating on plants now. They don't hurt as much when you fall on them.
Looks like falling seems to run in your family. I'm supposed to bring Nora her climbing equipment.
Yeah, I must have taken it by mistake. I'm such a mess sometimes. I'll take it back to her once the orchid has bloomed.
Is that the vagina dentata? Maybe I can help you get it to blossom.
Oh, you've heard of it? Yeah, it is. Don't you dare touch it. It's very sensitive and only the most empathetic and sensitive people should approach it. Otherwise, it will never bloom, and if it does, I want to be there to see it happen.
Does it bite?
It's not a carnivorous orchid, don't worry.
Maybe I can help you to get that orchid to bloom.
That would be a magical moment. But only absolute experts should be present for that, like me. And you don't look the type.
But I know a lot about flowers. And bees.
Oh yeah? Okay then. There are many different orchids in the archipelago, but they are all extremely poisonous except for one species. You can bring me one of those, can't you?
Of course.
I'm sure you also know that all the others are deadly. Just the slightest skin contact will kill you.
Of course I know that.
Then I can't wait to see what you bring me. If you bring me something instead of lying dead somewhere in the jungle.
Which flower do you want me to bring you again?
A specimen of the only orchid on the island that is not poisonous.
How's your relationship with your sister?
We actually get along quite well, although there is a bit of rivalry. After all, we work in similar fields. I think she could be a little more relaxed. She's always looking for the next big challenge. She should stop and smell the flowers along the way.
Like you.
Exactly.
See you later.
Hands off. It's very sensitive.
I better not touch the roots. That won't help. Better not. Those two. That's fine. Those can't be. That won't. Better not. I better not touch. I'm supposed to bring.
I'll take it back.
But we can't get away from here.
I know. I feel the same way you do, in case you haven't noticed. We can't just play LARP anyway.
And how are we supposed to do that without a game master?
We just make it up ourselves?
Have you ever made anything up yourself?
No. But being a game master can't be that hard.
You also said making a computer game wasn't hard.
Hey, and nobody told me you need an engine for that. And it was the publisher's fault anyway.
We didn't have one.
But they would have screwed everything up if we had found one.
Whatever. We need a game master. And game masters don't just fall from the heavens. Besides, can't even enter the ruins.
We could play right here.
No, there's not enough atmosphere.
You know what? I've had enough. Yeah, we're out of here.
Hey, what are you two doing here? Are you selling pie phones in the jungle now? And did they make you wear those clothes?
Oh, damn, Finley. It's that weirdo from New Lost Wages.
Don't move, Kyle. Maybe he won't notice us.
I'm already talking to you.
Damn, it didn't work.
What are you doing here on the island?
We came here for the Galactic Festival. It was supposed to be a one-of-a-kind event. Galactic creatures, lots of action and music. They promised that nothing would be impossible.
And women.
Yeah, loads of stars were supposed to be here.
They weren't.
Total flop. No stars. We almost drowned.
And then there was the storm.
All a total waste. But we found a few like-minded people here and we thought, huh, let's do a LARP.
I know my way around LARPs.
Well, of course. It's pretty obvious that you're doing one of your own about that old dance film.
Have you seen a book of bad jokes around here anywhere?
Joe, we took one of those from the festival. Our role-playing book went missing there. It sucks.
Can I have it?
Sure. We threw it away.
Threw it away where?
Somewhere out there, outside the cave.
Okay. How does that LARP thing of yours work?
We experienced the wildest adventures in a world of fantasy. Each of us slips into a role, and the Game Master tells us what we experience.
That's it?
It's harder than it sounds.
A game master has to know exactly what they're doing.
Otherwise, it gets really boring.
Hey, I could be your game master.
Who? You?
You don't look the type.
You have no idea just how much imagination I really have.
You just have to have enough for each of us here.
Of course.
But we also want to play in a location that's just perfect for us.
What do you have in mind?
We want to be heroes and tackle deadly traps.
The more dangerous, the better.
You know anywhere like that?
I have to find the perfect location for the LARP first.
Well, let us know when you find it.
How come there aren't any women in your LARP?
They're just not interested in that sort of thing.
None of them wanted us to save them. We would have chained them up so nicely. They wouldn't even have had to say anything. Just sit there and look pretty. Like that was too much to ask.
Now, we have to leave it all to our imaginations.
Oh, I had to handle it that way myself when I was young.
I'm 29.
I have to get going. Those two things won't work together. The stone disc fits on there perfectly. The stone disc fits on there perfectly. The stone disc fits on there perfectly. Now it looks like all the discs are in place. The socket's secure. The socket's secure now. The socket's secure now. That's fine. That won't. I can't change those. Better not. I can't. Especially good with milk. How useful. Hi, I'm Larry Laffer, and you look like a time traveler.
What? What on earth gave you that idea? I'm a janitor.
Now, that would have been my next guess.
I'm Will Comply.
Interesting name you have there.
You can thank my parents for that.
What were their names?
Reese and Eve.
So what do you do as a janitor?
You know, cleaning services.
Do you work at a school or something?
No way! I'm a freelance janitor. If the dirt gets bad and you just don't know, who you gonna call?
You?
You know it! Will Comply gets everything clean. I can yell at school children, tenants, or employers too if that's what the client wants. Costs extra though.
How'd you end up here?
I was looking for a new professional challenge, so this Galactic Festival came along at the perfect time. So I thought, hey, why not apply in the corresponding costume? So I made this one myself, got the job, and, well, I'm sure you saw how that turned out. Now I don't know how to get back to new lost wages, and somehow I ended up with these guys. They told me that they needed more players for their LARP. I've never done anything like that before. But I'm flexible.
And in this LARP, you are what?
An intergalactic janitor, of course.
Isn't that a little unimaginative? Isn't a LARP about slipping into completely different roles?
But why should I completely abandon my innate abilities? Besides, a mop is a weapon not to be underestimated. It's kind of like the Swiss Army knife of cleaning equipment.
I have been to a lot of places, but it wasn't until I arrived on this island that I truly understood the word special.
What?
Don't listen to her. She has a problem with men like us who have extraordinary gifts. As Game Master, I can offer you a great story.
Really? Can I clean up in there too? Really? The best would be if it takes place in a filthy dump where I have to make a heroic effort to clean up. Is there anywhere like that around here?
I have to find the perfect location for the LARP first.
Good. Then let me know.
Over and... Candles always come in handy. The light shines here, on this exact spot on the pedestal. Those two... That's fine. That will... Hey, Smokey Bear, you're here too.
Larry Laffer. Red Shirt, this is the man I was telling you about, who opened my eyes to the great truth.
Oh, it's an honor. I hope I too may experience an awakening like that.
What's supposed to happen in this LARP?
I want to find traces of an ancient civilization. They could be behind the current conspiracy.
And I expect an interstellar adventure. Alien races with whom we can live in peace. A real step forward for mankind. Wisdom and peace.
Earlier, you said something about wanting to kick some alien ass.
For purely dramaturgical reasons, of course. Besides, I'd really like to experience a fist fight against a lizard man, where he shreds my shirt and everyone sees my muscles.
Lizard man? Where? I never should have thrown my old tinfoil hat in the trash. This new one is crap.
Of course, it can't be a first contact, because that would require following a different directive.
Where are the lizard men?
Easy, Smokey, easy. I haven't seen any.
That only means that they're well hidden.
But without a game master, nothing's gonna happen. Those two bozos over there know exactly how this should work.
What have you been up to, Smokey?
Not so loud. They have microphones everywhere. If I'm not careful, they'll track me down again.
Oh, right.
I had to leave New Lost Wages in a hurry because they picked up my scent. They were everywhere. The man on the bus who kept looking at me, the ticket machine was watching me, and then there was this cat. It was in league with them. I then went to Louisiana that's where I learned so many more hidden truths. 111! That's where I also received a flyer for a galactic. There were supposed to be lectures about the aliens who landed here a long time ago. And supposedly, they hid their profound knowledge about mankind here. A place where you can discover the final insight into yourself.
I heard about that, too.
That's what I'm saying! There must be something to it. Anyway, the festival was a disaster. I don't know who organized it, but nothing worked. But at least I met these other folks who are organizing a LARP. Don't tell them. But I think they actually believe it's just a game. And that's when it's the path to true self-discovery.
I could be your game master.
You think this is something for you?
Oh, let him give it a try. As long as I can fight Lizard Man. But we also need the perfect setting. Did you find something?
I have to find the perfect location for the LARP first.
We'll wait here.
See you later. Better not. Pi, I know Muffington's one of the founding fathers, but why did they name the island after him?
I think it was the only island that didn't have a name.
Well, that's something. What else is here?
The founding fathers spent a lot of time here, and Rigibald Cockburn is said to be buried here. Maybe you can find some trace of him.
And I need to find a way to talk to Faith. She and the other cannibals will have to trust me. Is there anything else you can tell me about Muffington Island from the file?
The island is also considered to be haunted. It's said to be haunted by some scary Sister Superior.
Oh, that sounds exciting. Maybe I can find her. Speaking of scary, that guy back there does look kind of menacing. Hi, I'm Larry.
Hi, my name is Otis. You seem pretty brave.
Why?
I mean, you're a man, right?
You bet I am.
I should be throwing you in our jail right now.
No need, I've been there.
What?
Nothing.
Well, I'll make an exception.
Do you like being in this tribe?
Oh, so. I'm not allowed to live in the village. My hut has to be outside.
Why's that?
Somehow I sometimes feel like I'm different, from the other cannibal girls. And I've been a member of the tribe since the very beginning.
And, well, I think you're... How can I put this delicately? You're clearly a man.
What? Of course not. That's an unsubstantiated allegation. At any rate, well, I'm just so confused. I don't really know what I am. It's all so confusing.
You have to learn to accept yourself as you are.
What do you mean?
You have to accept your masculine attributes. I have the same problem myself, but at some point I simply had to accept that my masculine virility has no limits. A man can also have his merits.
But the others behave so strangely towards me. This society simply has expectations of me that I can't meet.
If you find yourself attractive, then others will too.
There is something in what you're saying.
What do you know about the little guy in prison?
Oh, he kinda creeps me out. Oh, he looks at me funny and he licks his lips. And the places he grabs himself. There's no way I could ever reach those on my body. The other day, he made me so furious that I grabbed him and choked him. But he actually liked it. I stopped, and he was really disappointed. He said he almost had a sexual out-of-body experience. Ugh. Hopefully, he'll soon be fat enough to eat, and I won't have to hear his voice anymore.
Can you tell me about the Sister Superior?
The Sister Superior? Better not talk about her. She's always somewhere nearby watching us. If we do anything she doesn't like, bad things happen.
Why don't you do something about her?
If only it was that easy. She especially picks on me. I'm her nephew.
You are?
That's what she calls me, and she thinks that everyone in her family is respectable. So I should be too.
I have to get going. Don't eat limbs unless you know where they came from. I'm not looking to move in. Not a good idea. That's too far away. Yoo-hoo! Could you come back in here?
What is it now?
How long have you actually been living on the island?
Oh, for quite a while now.
But do you know where you were before?
I only have a vague memory. I was very young, but that doesn't matter. We're living in paradise here, as long as we follow the holy book.
What is your holy book?
It contains all the rules we need to live a good life. It tells us what is right and what is wrong. The book is really old, but it was damaged. Fortunately, we were able to put it back together. But, sometimes I'd like to try some of the things that are wrong.
Who doesn't?
But whenever we do something that is not according to the rules in the Holy Book, Sister Superior comes to haunt us. She makes her way through the village and scares us. I was talking to Otis the other day, and I noticed how good she smells. Somehow kind of spicy, different from everyone else here. It made me curious. But then the Sister Superior appeared and yelled at me to keep my hands to myself.
About Otis.
What about her?
So you're kind of curious about her?
Yes. There's something about her that's kind of manly. Sister Superior can't be allowed to hear this.
Of course.
I'm just curious about what it would be like with her, you know? Is that normal? I think I'm the only one here that feels that way.
Sister, if you're asking this guy what normal is, you've come to the wrong place.
quiet, Pi. There's nothing wrong with you being attracted to him. I mean, her. I mean, after all, you've already had a look in my pants.
Have you forgotten that that's not necessarily representative and it might put someone off?
I will turn you off in a second. Maybe you should just talk to Otis again.
I can't do that. I'm on guard duty and I can't just walk away. And how am I supposed to know if I'd even really be interested in the contents of his pants?
Maybe something can be done about that. Can I have an audience with the Queen?
Of course not. The Queen has given strict orders that she is not to be disturbed.
Why? What is she doing?
She says she's organizing us.
You must admit, that sounds like an excuse to take a nap.
Quiet.
See you later.
What? How did you get out?
I was just looking for the bathroom.
Get back in there.